All right, let's talk about a new AI model that's really shaking things up, but maybe not for the reasons you'd first think. This story is about so much more than just a piece of tech. It's about geopolitics, self-reliance, and what the future of artificial intelligence is actually going to look like.
You see, a new AI has just emerged, and the really remarkable thing isn't just what it can do, but how it was made. And it signals a huge shift in the global AI landscape, proving that innovation, well, it finds a way, even when the main road is completely blocked off.
So the model at the very center of all this comes from a Chinese AI company called Zhipu AI. And they've just released something that has the entire industry sitting up and paying very close attention. It's called GLM Image. Now, on a technical level, yeah, it's a 9 billion parameter model made for generating images. It uses a pretty sophisticated hybrid architecture, blending different AI techniques to get a handle on both images and text. But honestly, the tech specs, they aren't the real headline here. This is the core of the story. GLM Image was developed from top to bottom on a completely domestic Chinese technology stack. I'm talking no Nvidia chips, no Western software, the whole pipeline from the Huawei Ascend AI processors all the way to the MindSpore software framework was homegrown. This is a huge first. It's the first time we've seen a capable open source model built this way, completely independent of that Silicon Valley ecosystem. Now, to really get why this is such a massive development, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This whole ongoing geopolitical tug-of-war over advanced technology. For years, the US has been tightening the screws, restricting China's access to the high-end semiconductors, especially the Nvidia chips that basically run the entire AI world. These restrictions have just kept escalating. Zhipu AI itself was even added to the control list. We've now reached a point where Beijing is reportedly blocking imports of some US chips that were approved for sale. It just goes to show you both sides are really digging in. So what you've got is this high-stakes strategic chess match. The US goal has been pretty clear. Slow down China's AI progress by cutting off its access to the best tools. And the response from China was just as predictable, and now it's proven. Double down on becoming technologically self-sufficient and accelerate the development of their own hardware and software from the ground up. And this brings us right back to GLM Image, because it's so much more than just a model. It's a powerful proof of concept for that exact strategy of self-reliance. Zhipu AI was very direct about what they were doing. This quote really shows their goal wasn't just to release another model, but to demonstrate to the world, and probably more importantly to their own domestic industry, that relying on homegrown computing power is a real possibility. And this right here highlights the most important distinction. No one is arguing that this domestic stack is better or more efficient than using top-of-the-line Nvidia hardware. It's not the optimal path. But what GLM Image proves is that it is a viable one. It means that AI development in China can and will continue, even if there's a full embargo. But it's absolutely essential to keep this whole achievement in perspective. This is a significant first step for sure. But the journey towards true technological parity, well, it's a long one, and it's filled with challenges. So let's be really clear. GLM Image is not a frontier, world-beating model. It's definitely capable, but its own benchmarks show it still lags behind the top-tier models from places like OpenAI, and even other proprietary Chinese models from companies like ByteDance. And you have to remember, the hardware is only half the battle. There's this other enormous challenge, the software ecosystem. Nvidia's CUDA is, well, it's dominant. It's the industry standard, backed by decades of optimized tools, libraries, and a massive global community of experts who know it inside and out. Huawei's MindSpore is growing, but it has a huge gap to close in terms of adoption, maturity, and just community support. That's not a problem you can solve overnight.
So, let's break down what this all means for the future of AI. Where is this development actually leading us?
The conclusion is pretty much unavoidable. Chip restrictions are not an off-switch for China's AI ambitions. Development might be slower, and it might have to follow a different technological path, but it will absolutely continue. What we are witnessing is the forced creation of a parallel AI ecosystem, one that is independent and insulated from Western technology controls. So the ultimate insight here is profound. The very strategy designed to slow down a competitor is having the unintended consequence of fostering true self-reliance. Instead of just creating a roadblock, these chip restrictions are acting as a catalyst, accelerating the rise of a completely independent and potentially formidable parallel AI power. And that is the new reality of the global AI landscape.